Fresh details of the reason former governor of Anambra State and presidential aspirant Mr. Peter Obi resigned from the main opposition People's Democratic Party (PDP) and quit seeking the party's 2023 presidential ticket emerged yesterday. Some governors elected on the platform of the party practically pushed him out of the PDP after a high-wire game of intrigues and conspiracy Vanguard gathered last night. Obi, who was the vice presidential candidate of the party in 2019, during which his southeast zone contributed more votes to the PDP than the northeast, the zone of the presidential candidate Alhaji Atiku Abubakar was left with nothing after the power game, it was learned. In 2019, with Peter Obi on the ballot as running mate to Atiku Abubakar, the PDP garnered 1,693,485 votes, 75% from the 5 states of the southeast, and 1,255,357 votes, 27.5% from the northeast. Conversely, the APC pulled 403,968 votes, 19% in the southeast, and 3,238,783 votes, 67.5% in the northeast. A top player in the power game in the PDP told Vanguard that Obi was hoping to emerge as the running mate to Atiku Abubakar again, since the PDP, from all indications, is not ready to cede the presidency to the south. However, most of the PDP governors said they will back Atiku if he makes one of them his running mate. This led to a high-wire conspiracy against Obi in the PDP, so he had to look elsewhere to pursue his aspirations. Indeed, in his resignation letter to the national chairman of the PDP, Dr. Iyorchia Ayu, the former Anambra State governor said he was quitting the PDP because the party had made it impossible for him to continue to contribute to nation building on its platform. Obi wrote, "I'm writing to intimate you of my resignation from the People's Democratic Party, which was conveyed to the chairman of Angulu Ward 2, Anocha Local Government, Anambra, effectively Friday, 20th May 2022. Consequently, I'm by this letter informing you of my withdrawal from the PDP presidential primaries. It has been a great honor to contribute to nation-building efforts through our party. Unfortunately, recent developments within our party make it practically impossible to continue participating and make such constructive contributions. Our national challenges are deep-seated and require that we each make profound sacrifices towards rescuing our country. My commitment to rescuing Nigeria remains firm, even if the route differs." Meanwhile, Governor Wike of Rivers State has said former presidential aspirant to the platform of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), Peter Obi, does not stand a chance of winning the party's presidential primary if he had remained in the PDP. Wike, who harped on integrity and character, asked how Obi would have won the presidential primaries. Speaking on Politics Today, a Channels TV political show monitored by our correspondent on Thursday, Wike wondered why Obi would have left the party 3 days before the PDP's presidential primary. He said, "What is he seeing that he did not see for how many years ago? 72 hours to the election. It is now he's seeing. A vice presidential candidate for the 2019 election. Someone can be the presidential candidate and still abandon their party and mess up. Who are the people that make PDP lose the election? Who can trust them? You give them a ticket. It will not be funny enough to do something that will finish PDP. When we talk about character, it's an issue. You can be the best economics, but without character, it doesn't mean anything," he said. He, however, said Obi's decision to leave the PDP was not surprising to him because he hasn't won any election since he left his former party, the All Progressive Grand Alliance (APGA). Wike said, "Peter Obi leaving the party is not surprising to me, and I know he knows no way he would have won the presidential primaries. Forget about what his Director General is saying about money. Those that join his party since 1998. We've never left the party. If it's this party, it is our blood. It doesn't matter what problems we have in the party. We have to be inside it to settle the problems. On Obi's meeting with former governor of Kano, Rabiu Kwankwaso, leader of the new Nigeria People's Party (NNPP), Wike warned that if Obi would now become a vice presidential candidate for Kwankwaso. He said, integrity is very important in what you are doing. There must be integrity. There must be a character. And I've told all delegates that they must be very careful. Peter Obi's resignation from the People's Democratic Party, we know it sparked a lot of controversy, reactions as well. Just a few hours to the PDP primaries, he's stepping down, and he gave his reason that he doesn't think the party, him and the party are on the same page to contributing to the nation. And despite the fact that he's dropping out of the party and also dropping the presidential ambition on that platform, that he still has the mind to contribute to nation building regardless of the party he goes to. He talked about how things are not going well as he thought. Politics is a game of interest. I think he's been watching the way things have been going, and he's seen that even the vice presidential ticket will not even come to him, and he's got great ambition. Then he just decided to make the move. But it's not new. All of these politicians, they move. All of them have crossed. Even Peter Obi, initially he didn't start. He wasn't in the People's Democratic Party. When he was governor of Anambra State, he was with ABGA, and he moved to the People's Democratic Party after leaving, finishing his tenure. Well, he's left. He's no longer news. Everyone is waiting. What's the next step he's going to take? What's the next move? Speculations are going around that is NNPP, that he wants to join Kwankwaso's party. But while all of those are going on, some Wike just dropped the bombshell on him that what did Peter Obi see now that he didn't see before? That he's only just seeing that. How did he think he was going to even win the election in the first place? So even Peter Obi's resignation from the party, it looks like he's not even shaking the party. There are some chieftains that will leave party and everyone will say, wow, that means it is finished. Like Edo State governorship election, when APC screened Governor Godwin Obaseki out and he left the party. It was very clear at that time that APC, they were going to lose it. They've lost it already, and we saw how it played out. But for Peter Obi, as he's leaving the PDP, they are not even bothered. No one is even raising any alarm. Reasons I don't know, but Wike is stating that he wasn't even contributing anything to the party, and that the man doesn't have character. So he's dropping bombshell on Peter Obi, that Peter Obi has not even won any election since joining their party. That what has he contributed to the party? In an election period like this, it's a lot of propaganda, a lot of claims and counter claims, a lot of name callings, and a lot goes on. We'll see how all of this ends, where Peter Obi goes to, or if he will eventually reply in some Wike. Leave us your take, guys. Thank you once again for staying tuned. Please don't forget to like, share, and to subscribe till I come your way again on more updates. Bye.